Today I'm going to do a quick video. I'm going to clean my Kimber Pro Carry 2 45, which I just took to the range and fired a lot, and it's pretty filthy down in there. Don't know if you can see that or not. It's pretty filthy down in there from what I can see. So I'm going to clean this, but I'm going to use nothing but original gun oil, which I recently found. There'll be a link in the description down below. But I'm going to use this stuff because it is non-staining, non-toxic, but mostly because it's non-scented. It doesn't have a strong odor, and I am doing this in my basement, my finished basement, so I don't want to stink up the place, as that would not be good. I've got some cut up t-shirts here for paper towels. I've got a brush. I've got a bore snake for a 45 caliber, and just in case I need them, I've got some cotton swabs here. So this is a protectant, lubricant, and a cleaner all in one. So I'm going to use this to do everything. So basically, we're going to take I just showed you it was completely unloaded. Pro Carry 2, we're going to put the takedown tool in the hole. Release the slide gently onto the takedown tool. Now we can move the slide till it lines up with the notch. Then we can press on this from the other side. Pulls it up. This pulls it right out. Once you do that, the entire slide comes right off the front. Really easy to do. Now the next step is to back this out. Remove the captured recoil spring assembly and guide rod. Now the barrel, you want to flip this link forward so that it fits through here. Take that right out. That's all good. This barrel is pretty filthy. So what I'm going to do, I'm not wearing gloves because again, this stuff is non-toxic, non-staining. I'm going to put a couple drops just around here. I'm going to spread that around. I'm going to let that soak for a bit. I'm going to put a couple of drops on this assembly here, same thing. Give it a chance to get some of this off in my hands. Give that a chance to soak in and loosen. This is pretty filthy in here. Put a couple of drops in there. I'm going to spread that around with this brush. I'm just going to get that all down in there. Just a couple of drops. Make sure I get the breech face. This smaller end is great for getting the breech face in there. Make sure getting everything coated. A little bit down here. All right, I'm going to do the same with the frame. A couple of drops. Doop, doop. On here on the feed ramp for sure. Using the brush. I'm going to just spread this around. Get that in there. Make sure I get it everywhere. All right, little bit on the slide lock lever, just to get all the crud off of there. Now I'm just going to let that sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and wipe it off. Okay, everything's been sitting after being soaked with original gun oil for a little while, so I'm just going to take a t-shirt and I'm going to wipe all the pieces off, get them nice and clean real quick. This is a lot easier on the finish. This gun has seen better days, as you can see, but a t-shirt is much better on the finish than paper towels. I use paper towels also because this gun is not in great shape, but if you've got a brand new gun, you certainly want to use something softer like these t-shirts. So on the barrel, that's all good cleaning the outside. So what I want to do is put a bore snake through here. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of the gun oil just right in the chamber there. Then I'm going to take my bore snake, feed that through there. It's got copper brushes on here, and to help scrape anything, you know, that's really caked on out of the barrel. I'm going to run this through maybe two or three times. This is your basic Hoppy's bore snake for 45. There's a better one called the Viper that I also have. That one's got a little more, it's longer, and it has a little bit more of the copper brushes to it. Works a little bit better, but this one works fine, because I don't really need this thing to be completely spotless, but that is pretty clean. That's pretty clean in there. That's good. So I might take a cotton swab and just run that around in there. I mean, it's a little bit dirty, but bore snake got most of that out of there. That's pretty clean. All right, so now I'm gonna, you can see how dirty this brush gets. You can run this under some hot water later, clean it up a little bit, maybe even some soap if you want. So this has been sitting. I'm just going to wipe this down really well with the cotton cloth. Get everything nice and clean. And of course there's going to be some areas you can't get to down in here, so we want to get that with a few Q-tips. Yeah, that's pretty dirty down in there, so you want to get a Q-tip, get it down in the spots that you can't get with a paper towel. So we're just gonna continue to wipe this until it's gets as clean as you like it to be. So you want to get in the slots on the side where the frame rides into the slide, where it slides back and forth. So you just squeeze the end of this Q-tip, it fits right in that slot, and you want to get that pretty clean. All right, that's where all the action happens when it's cycling. Get one more in there. Again, you know, it doesn't have to be clean enough to eat off. You just want to get most of the buildup out of there, because we're going to lube it up as well. All right, that's pretty clean. Then I'm going to do with the frame, same thing. I'm going to wipe this down with the rag to get the bulk of the dirt off of there. Got that pretty good. You want to get that feed ramp pretty well, and then you want to get in that slot. That's where your slide rides. You want to get that nice and clean. Get all the excess cleaner off of there. Let's say that is pretty clean. All right, now we're going to just do some lubrication. Don't need much lubrication. Again, you only need like one drop. I want to put a drop right in here. Make sure this is free movement. I also put a drop on the outside of the barrel. That's more, just a little bit. That's more to protect it from rust. Should this gun end up sitting for a long period of time. Yeah, we didn't wipe this off. I'm just going to wipe this off. This assembly Again, there's not a whole lot of crud on here, but we're going to get this clean. Get that pretty clean. All right, we're just going to put a drop of lube. I like to put a drop right on the guide rod and a drop in that spring area. Just spread it around a little bit. Next, for the frame, I like to put a drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to put a drop right down in there, down where the hammer is, just to lubricate all those moving parts in there. Last but not least, the slide. I'm going to put a drop here and a drop in each slot there. Now it's time to put it back together. So first, put this link down so that it can slide in like that. Put the link back up. Take your captured recoil spring and guide rod. We're going to feed it in from this way. Make sure it's sitting just like that. Move that all the way up there. Now this is tricky. It's going to be tricky for me to show you because I should be holding it upside down, but I'm going to hold it sideways so you can see. This link, you want that to stay right there. All right, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to hold this together. So now we're going to slide this right on the rails there. Put that in like that very carefully. We're going to slide that right in there. Sometimes you got to give a little push, and you want to see the middle of that link right through that hole. And as soon as you do, you want to capture it with this. All right, then you want to keep going until that little notch is lined up in the middle of that square hole right there. And then this lines up with that. And then you just want to kind of even pressure to pop that back in just like that. Then continue back against the spring pressure. Engage your slide stop. Now this will come right out. Now you're all done. Work the slide back and forth to get that oil moving around. That's good. Usually when you do that, you're going to get a little bit of excess oil is going to come out, especially if you put too much in there. You don't really need but a couple of drops. Wipe that all down. And there it is. Voila. It is clean and lubed and ready to go. A little bit back here. Good to go. Next thing you'll want to do, and there's a link in the description, is go to the function and safety check, 1911 function and safety check, just to make sure it's back together right and all the safeties are working and the mechanics are working before you go to the range. All right, down below you'll see the link for original gun oil. You can check it out, get a 10% discount. Use the code SAVE with Dave. Thanks for watching.